guys?
What's up, Peter? What's up, everyone?
William, welcome.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we've had a full trade review show. Feels like it anyways.
Feels like it.
All
I don't
right,
think it's been
guys.
that long.
Face I recognize. Well, it just feels like it. So, guys, then we
What's
have
up,
to
Peter?
introduce
What's up,
them
everyone?
properly. I've been holding on to these for weeks.
welcome.
Okay, William, you
Yes.
get the option. Would you like to rock it out or cartoon it?
I did not cut my hair in. Let's go cartoon it.
Cartoon. Okay, guys, we are going to, let me just hold on one moment here. I will cue this up 1 second.
What's up, Carl in Montreal? Is that Jerome in Montreal also? Everyone from Montreal? Did we lose Peter, guys? He's queuing something up, but is he here?
Oh, no, sorry. I'm talking on mute. Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now.
All right. Said you picked the embarrassing one, but that's okay. Guys, it's time for William's formal introduction. Let me just give you this, just so you know what's going on. I'm going to post into the room here a little file. Here's your... Oh, upload failed. Oh, you know why? I have to do this one. Sorry. Here we go. Just so you can join in if you'd like to sing along with this. Here we go. There you go. You ready, William?
We're ready.
This is all for you.
We're ready.
All for you.
Are you ready, kids?
Aye, aye, Captain.
I can't hear you.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Oh, who lives in a trade room down under BC?
A-Dog Square Charts.
Energetic and helpful and muscle to see.
A-Dog Square Charts.
If losing your money is something you
God.
fear,
A-Dog Square Charts.
then drop all your trades and listen right here.
A-Dog Square Charts. A-Dog Square Charts. A-Dog Square Charts. A-Dog Square Charts.
A-Dog Square Charts.
Wow. What is going on, guys? I have no idea. Vladimir, I have no clue, man. I have no clue. I don't know what that was. Peter?
There you go.
Are you okay, man?
It's A-Dog Square Charts to the rescue to help us with the trade review show.
Wow. Peter, that's just like amazing artwork right there. I don't know how you did that. That was just fantastic.
There you go. Did we make the dogs howl?
No, we made them wondering what the heck was going on.
Well, there you go. That's
Thank you, Peter. I mean, man, you're having fun with that. We'll keep it going until we can't keep it going anymore. Thank you so much, guys. Yeah, it feels like it's been a while, but it really hasn't been that long. I don't think so. So let's do a really good trade review today. So, Peter, have you queued him up to send some trades over to the off-topic man?
We've been talking about it, and I've been mentioning the fact that you put a blog in our forum so that they could look at it. There's been a few contributions actually through this afternoon, adding to what you had in there, so that was good. But other than that, yes, I haven't sort of reiterated the rules if you wanted to do that.
Awesome. I'm going to pull this up right now then for us. Let's see, guys. Thank you so much. I put it in the members only. I could have put it somewhere else. Members only. Trade review. We got a bunch of replies so far and a lot of views. So yeah, guys, we just want to get any feedback on the trade reviews. You know, one critique I would have is that I'm always a little late and I usually go too slow and we don't go through all the trades. So that's what I'll try to work on. So just write down anything in the comments section, something good, something bad, something you want to see improved, any ideas you have, any comments at all, and we can try to get it going as a team here and just improve it. And the main thing is this. What can we require traders, including mods, including anyone who wants to submit the trades, including the people who do the reviews? What can we require of us to make it better for everyone? What do we want to see in all these? How can we kind of make this uniform as much as possible so we can get through the most, but also so we can pull out the most valuable information that we all think the viewer wants to see, to help them learn their trade, and the person who shared their charts? What can, even if they don't think it's valuable, maybe they're just missing the point. And maybe we think that it is more valuable and they need to learn that. And maybe there's things that I'm missing every day that you guys can share with me about what do we want to see in these trade reviews. How can we improve together as a team the best? So that's what we're working on. So please go over to that forum post and write down anything you want at all. Thank you guys so much. So let's get straight into some trades. J-Bone.
Oh, can I just say,
Of course.
Eamon, you were trading Roku. You were active in the trade. Are you out of that now? Because that is a crazy wick. It's like what is that, $5? $4.50? Good Lord, that would have terrified me. You didn't get yourself well. So then, yeah. Did you see any orders actually print on that, or is that just sort of a random wick? 'Cause that's pretty extreme, even for Roku. Is it bad print? Okay, well that's actually a little better. I notice it's stopping right at the low of the day here, so I just don't know. Like Roku does look like it wants to go up, but it's just on a day like today, goodness knows. Anyway, sorry about that.
It's all good, man. All right. J-Bone. Setup. Harmonious chart. AMD looked like it could be a short. Down pre-market 0.8% and all moving averages above the price action. SPY was weak at market open, so thought that would help. That makes sense, man. Entry on the pullback to 30.17. Oh my goodness. So you wait for the sell-off that goes in line with the direction. That's a true gap down. That is a good gap down below all these levels right here. You have nothing recent happening right here. Love it. Wait for the pullback, which is at VWAP, J-Bone. And then you get in more. Let's see what you actually did. Pull back to 37 with an added break of low of day. Previous daily low, yeah. Okay, so previous daily low, high of previous candle. Okay, 30.24, awesome. Intended risk to reward. Oh, wow. You're actually doing everything that we're talking about, J-Bone. I love it. 4-1, at least trying to partial all the way to a 29.72. Okay. Actual 2-1. Could have had a 3-1 if I listened to my instincts. I noticed that the stock didn't sell off after making a new low. First sign of trouble. Then the volume came in with the white pullback candle on the second sign. And finally the hammer candle, third sign. Yep, I see that. I see that. This is a failed breakout low a day. Oh, you'd hate those failed breakout low a days. The fake out breakout, J-Bone. So, partialed way too early after the ad. Played the harmonious chart on a stock that didn't have a catalyst. Should not do this. Do I listen to my instincts or hold till break even? Alright guys, what do you think? So, this right here, J-Bone, is a fantastic entry. I see what you're doing. We do want to play stocks in play, right? Stock selection is key here. So I didn't look at AMD today. I don't know if it had news or not. You still got a decent move here because you had everything else. And you can make decent moves without it being in play. But just remember, we want to trade the stocks that everyone else is looking at so we all see the same things. Then we all click the same buttons. And then it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. If we're not watching AMD, it'll have harder time to work out with specific types of strategies we do. But traders, look at this. He had his setup. He had his entry. He added in. What do you guys think of this first partial? Right there. And J-Bone, what percent partial was that, man? 33%. That's a significant amount for being right there. You're finally getting the move. You're getting the move that you want. Like, this is the start of the move. And right when the move happens, you're getting out 33%. Why did you do that, J-Bone? But J-Bone, it didn't even make a 1 minute high. Like, so what do you expect? You expect it to have, you want this candle, right? You don't want this candle. You want this candle to be the moment you enter into that trade, right? Wouldn't it all be nice if we always got that? Right. There's not even a 1 minute high. Look at this. Look at this stair step down like that. No new 1 minute high. Plus new 1 minute low, new 1 minute low, new 1 minute low, new 1 minute low. Right here, first non-new 1 minute low besides the opening. So J-Bone, right? We need 3 main things in it every trade, man. The setup, which it's a fantastic setup. You're reading the chart, not in play, but you got everything else going for you. Okay? You got your entry price, which is, this is killer. And if you're wanting to do a break of low of day, that's killer. I don't know about this one, but these are really great entries. I'll give you an A+ on the setup and the entry, really. Then we need to do the exits. Just as important as taking the perfect setup and the perfect entry is then getting the exits. This right here, getting 33% out way too early, is the perfect thing, let's put it that way, the perfect thing for you to work on. Exits, 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 exits. Just as important. And you mean this indecision candle and this indecision candle? Those two? Right, and if we're wanting to read the 1 minute in the opening 5 minutes, so, and this, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What this really would look like on the 5 minute, and I know we could just look over there. How does the 5 minute be made up by, make up the 1 minute, right? Okay, so and that's what you're saying. You see that? That's the 5 minute candle. That you're saying that these two 1 minute candles that I know we can't see anymore give you pause for concern. Like a little bit. I see the volume, right? I see that volume. It's trying to be bought up right there. Not even a new 1 minute high. No moving average support in a daily gap down now. And you see that? Eric, 33% partial is fine if that's what his rules are, Eric. For sure. If you've got a rule to get out 33% here for whatever reason, but he didn't. Correct, J-Bone? You did not partial out correctly. Is that correct or incorrect? See, Eric? If that's your plan, great. Partial out right there. Break a low a day. You don't want it to go back up against you. Lock in profit, especially because you have this entry. But if you're a different trader that says, no, there is no reason to get out right here whatsoever. I just did it because I'm scared of it going against me. I'm worried about having a losing trade after I'm in the money right now. That's what you gotta know, Eric. Hopefully that difference makes sense. Now, within this 1 minute chart is actually one of my favorite setups ever. Can you guys see what it is? In the first 5 minutes. What looks... Can you guys see an amazing setup here? And you guys can mark this down because I have this on a note card. It is a 2 minute orb for sure, but there's something more specific. Nope. It's the dump truck, Oliver. There is no way this is going. Okay, this volume right here, right, huge. We expect that, no problem. It gapped down on the day. It's under everything. Lots of heavy volume. Excellent. That's nothing to be interested in at this point. Then when you get this, do we think this, when it's under everything, when it's under V-up, when it's in a daily gap down, when it has no moving average support, maybe there are some daily levels, but I don't see anything marked on here. Do we think this, on this type of volume right there, is going to be the reversal point? like 90% sure it's not going to be. 90% sure if this cracks here, and especially if this cracks, it's going. Okay? What do you mean, Vladimir? I'm just saying the volume here and this baby little volume right there for this little move down, anyone who thinks this is the bottom, they're going to get burned bad. Yeah. I mean, it's just a teeny little baby candle. You could say it's an indecision candle. It's almost like an inverted hammer. I mean, it's just sitting there by itself, but it's the volume here. It's this extremely low volume. Jerome, yeah, this would be a perfect exit, or a risk to reward play based on your average cost would be a great exit. It all depends on what your plan is. But this setup I love. Hard to see in the moment. You get like a few seconds to get into that, but it's a great trade. So thanks for sharing. Thank you for sharing. ASAD. This was Zen. And then Jerry. Zen, are you still here? I'm sure you are, actually. Yep. Okay, Zen. Let's just get our bearings here. Got no... Okay. Don't see description. Let's open that up. Let's get out here. So you go short, stop, long, 100% out. Is that about right? Just so I get my bearings here. 2 trades, 1 stop, 100% out. Okay, got it. Okay, so Zen, see, this is why it'll be helpful if we write the strategy in for the future, like somewhere over right here, so I can know exactly what you were thinking. But what were you thinking, Zen? No problem, Zen. I'm not. Yeah, it's totally fine. Tails on the 1 minute. This looks like a nice ORB down. Okay. On the 5. Past the... You forgot that it was past the 5-minute mark. Well, what does that mean, Zen? Okay, did not hit view up on 4 tries. I see it 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're thinking it's going to go down. Nothing too crazy on the volume down there. You got that. Nice. Got it. Zen? Okay, traders. I see exactly what Zen's trying to do. If this is... I see the type of setup, and it looked like it could have been a decent 5-minute orb. It's under everything. Zen, this looks like a decent trade here. There's one thing I will note, but it still happens all the time. But anyone else, do you guys see anything? It looks like a decent trade idea. That just didn't work out. It looks like Norm just posted a recap. Man, we got a lot of videos for everyone today. View app fake out needs more confirmation before. So Zen, the only thing I would say, and it's not being nitpicky, I am trying. Why do I have so many charts, 6 charts up? Because I try to utilize the information. Okay? And again, I could be wrong. Totally wrong here, Zen. It could just dump out of the sky. We've seen this type of stuff all the time. Okay? But if I am at my smartest, and if I am taking the right type of trade setup where I want to take it, that I study and wait for, let's ask. Because a lot of you guys won't use the daily chart like me, so we'll have a difference of opinion, which is good. We can kind of talk about it. But for anyone who does use the daily chart, this 5-minute orb is this wick right down there after the gigantic gap up on really great news like that. So Zen, this could be a short for sure, right? It could just continue to go down. But again, if I see this chart, I'm not going to want to short this for an ORB down. If I'm just smart and I know my setups, I will not short into that strength personally. Doesn't mean you should avoid it for that same reason, but I wouldn't. Because look at the news was so good, the gap up was so significant. It wasn't just a little gap up, it gapped up against everything. That's the thing. If I'm really smart and taking my setups, I definitely will not trade an ORB down after fantastic news and a gap up, and it's holding, it's not even gapping down from yesterday, right? It's closed here, whoops, closed here, open here. That does not look weak for an ORB down, especially because I like to hold longer, and I just don't see that as the right type of play from myself and my setups. I feel like buyers could step in at any time. Just my perspective on that one, on how I try to use the daily chart. Now let's just see what ACAD was actually doing, if there was a ton of support in the way or not. Oh man. Yeah, Zen, let's see. Really quick for you, because this is how I would see it. Let me get this for you. Yikes, yeah, so then that's another thing, right? If I have my harmonious chart, which I try to take most of my trades with, but again, it's wrong all the time. It just helps me to filter out things. Within this pre-market and the gap up, this 50 moving average could have very well been above the price action, okay? It's holding this support. There's a lot of support right here on the larger time frames, still on the larger time frame. So yeah, and then you got the 200 way down there. So that's why. But then your long entries in, how did you get out? Whoops, did I close that on accident? We'll pull it back up, but how did you get out 100% on your long? Cha-ching, cha-ching. Okay, Zen, so that's what I would have assumed here, especially because it was an all-out. Do you guys hear what she's saying, trader? This is your best setup? Oh, well, please describe it then. As Zen, will you write in that setup so people can see if this is one of your best? So Zen just said she had a great setup, her best setup, and she had a killer entry, I guess. Great entry. And then she did the same thing that J-Bone did. She's locking in profit. Now, for her reason, she's not making the trades independent of each other. And we can't stress that enough for every trader listening. That is the most important thing. If we let our negative trades that are losers influence our positive trades that are winners, now not only do we have to deal with our negative losses, it's going to create a harder time to let our winning trades run. So now how are we going to be successful? If our losing trades turn our winning trades into smaller winners, how can we do that? Well, first of all, we can't let that happen. That's the answer, is you just can't. Because if your losers are materialized and then they materialize into smaller winners, it's just not going to work. And this is something we all deal with for weeks, months, years. And so what are some quick thoughts on this of what we can do? Okay, Cindy says cover up the P&L window. A lot of us don't look at the P&L window at all. Jerry says take a break after the loss. Heck yeah. Size way down. Yep, so you don't care at all. Read trading in the zone. See, all these are great ideas. Yeah, these are all things that will help. It cuts both ways. We are risk managers. We are always managing risk. That's definitely true, Alistair. So hopefully Zen's writing her setup. But for me, it was two folds. I need to learn to not risk too much money where I care if I'm wrong. I personally need to give myself 4 to 5 losing trades before I hit my max loss. I don't not want 1 or 2 trades to get me close to max loss because then it gets stressed. So for me, I need to risk the proper amount where if I'm wrong 4 or 5 times in a row without being right, that was it. And then I need to use limit orders to not get out of trades early. I need to put my own orders into the market, whether it's a stop and limit orders. And I still don't do it every time, but those are the things that helped me significantly learn to let my winners run and not be scared out to lock in profits. Still something I'm working on, but those are the tips that really help me and that will continue to help me. Range orders too, Nick Dobry. Yep. Put the range order is just the same as 2 separate stop and a limit. It's just combined into one. Okay, Zen. Strong catalyst? Heck yeah. New high? Heck yeah. Consolidates on small candles? Heck yeah. I see it. Then volume comes in on a small candle. Bam. Right, Zen? You guys see this? This is what you're noting, right, Zen? Right, Zen. This right here, and then you wait for the retest. Did you actually wait for the retest? Is that what this order is? Like, did you want to get in here, but is this part of your strategy, or did you miss it? Oh, shoot. Thanks, Carlos. I didn't even look over on my YouTube. Thank you, Carlos. Am I missing anything? I'm not going to read the things right now, but is there anything I should check out, man? The second volume candle is my retest. You got stopped out there. Get in there. It's more like, yeah, it's really like 4 to 5, not 5 to 6. And again, I can get out of my R sometimes before it stops out. But in theory, that's what I want to do. That is when I'm really smart and level-headed. Right after you... So Zen, what'd you say? So I entered before my retest. Okay, you entered before your retest. Got it. Right after I exited. God, look at this. So Zen, yeah, with this volume pouring in right there... it's a really fantastic trade. So really quick question, this will help maybe 1 or 2 of you. Does anyone here have they done Bikram hot yoga or know what it is? Really quick, I'll only spend 30 seconds on this. Okay, I do it multiple times a week. It's the worst, most horrible thing I've ever done in my life, honestly. It's drudgery. It's just like I'm just like putting myself in pain. It's ridiculous. Bikram yoga is unlike any other yoga, and it's unlike any other hot yoga. It's crazy. But boy, I was just at the class, and this strict teacher who just gets on our butts about every little detail, they started using the word setup in class. And we were doing this super specific pose, and they're like, put your hands like this, put your shoulders like this, put your chest like this, put your hips like this, put your knees like this, put your ankles like this, breathe in, then stare at something on your eyes. And I couldn't focus on yoga. I was thinking, oh my God, this is a setup. This is the type of setup we need in our trading where all of these things line up for the perfect position, for the perfect pose. And when you get into all of those things, that's what I want to do. And it just kind of clicked in my head. That's the perfect idea of a setup where we have all parts of our body lining up for one thing. If we have all parts of a trade lining up for the same thing. So, yeah, maybe that'll touch some certain people. Okay, thank you, Zen. Really thank you for that, sharing the trade. Cha-ching. Jerome? It depends. If I am... the answer is no. Sometimes I will touch something. If I'm going long and then it turns into like a nasty 5-minute shooting star against me and it breaks a new low and now I'm at only a 1.5 or something, I'll get out. if I miss something before I got into the trade, I can get out too. But if I see everything, I don't see anything drastically change, and it's just micro movements on the one, then yes, I want to stay in personally. So whose was this? Jerry. Jerry, are you still? Yeah, Jerry's here. Yes, 2 yeses. All right, Jerry. We got Roku. See, guys, this is why I really want to start. Again, it'll still be a couple weeks because I'm really slow on everything I try and do because I do try and do too much. I need to work on that. If we get everyone to write descriptions somewhere in here on the screenshot, I can read it and go through them quicker. Now, I'll still overtalk on some things, but if I can read exactly what you're doing, it'll be good. So, Jerry, kind of explain this thought process to everyone. 1, 2, 5, 15 daily, the hourly. Second candle looks weak, waited for a pullback. So it's a pullback to VWAP. God, this is a day when... What the heck was going on with that? Let's see here. Oops. Wow, that's a... Alright. Is any Hey, Peter, are you on the mic, man?
I'm here.
You want to look at this trade? Because I didn't touch Roku today, and I'm going to try to just follow what I missed on YouTube really quick.
Okay. Let's see. What are we looking at Roku then? You took this at the open. Good for you. So, whose trade was this?
Jerry. Pullback
Jerry's?
to VWAP. Short pullback to VWAP.
Yeah. Actually, Jerry, I was looking at the same trade at the same place. Good for you for pulling the trigger because I was just nervous on it. So, I think that was a good play. So in the pre-market, you noticed that it was moving. It was sort of in a sympathetic direction. So for the first time, remember commenting in the pre-market show that it was actually gapping down. So it was gapping down into the open. It looks like you waited for that first pullback, which is what I like to do as well. So you just wait and see what happens at the open, because if you go in the first minute, the risk on that is that it's going to just sort of spike against you and go in the opposite direction, right? And in this case, did you happen to notice, is it on your chart? Oh, it must be the white line in your chart. Is that the 200 moving average? So were you watching that? Were you playing off of the 200, or is it just something you noticed after the fact? Because I know that's something I was looking for in the trade. I noticed it got off the 200 moving average, came back to the VWAP. Exactly. So I think it looks like a great short position. Now I'm curious, was this a normal size, or did you take a smaller size because it was the open? Normal size, okay, which is fine. So from your entry, if I can measure it here roughly, to that is a little over a buck, almost $1.50, right? From yours to the 200 moving average, $1.33. You know that. And was that your stop? What was your stop? Okay. The 50. Okay, so the 50 was coinciding with the VWAP at that point. Interesting. So that's pretty tight. But all right. All right, so that makes sense then. So when you partialed out, was this a target for you? Was this a, let's see, there's no notes on this. Was that a 2 or 3 to 1 then? 2.5. So what made you decide to get out at that point? Because when I look at a chart, even the 1 minute, I mean, it wasn't yet pulling back at all. All right. You know what? That's a very fair statement, in my opinion. Yeah, it can snap fast. Normally, what I do is I would take sort of a 50% partial then, just to protect myself, and I would I would hold the rest just to see what happens. So I'd be willing to risk sort of half the trade for a bigger drop, because as much as it can whip against you, it can also drop quickly in your favor. And in this case, you would have had another almost $2 out of it if you'd waited. So, oh, you're not partialing at all. Interesting. That's part of your strategy then, just to hit your target at 2 or 2.5. It sounds like to 1, and then get all out. Okay. Well, then it looks like a nice simple trade that 30 seconds, you got your 2.5 to 1, and you're done.
Yeah, man, I know. It's tough when you see the extended move and it looks like it wants to continue to go down. But, Jerry, if you did your risk to reward and you even got more at a 2.5 versus a 2, and that's a fair point, Peter, right, that he mentioned and you noted also, is if he's worried because it's Roku going up against him, well then great. But, Jerry, just so we can all look at this chart together, right, you got in on the first, second, third minute, wherever that was. I'm not seeing it exactly right here on the 5 minute. But you got out right at the 5/6 minute, right? Oh, man, I didn't want to do that. Brr. You get out right at the 5 or 6th minute. Sorry, I just made this a lot more difficult to see. Traders, this is the 5 minute chart right here. What does this look like? Man, I'm just going to do that. What does that first candle look like? Just type it in. What would you say if there was a setup to be had on that opening candle? What might it be? Strong short, yeah, bearish engulfing. I mean, no, just the first, right, it just looks like a 5 minute ORB potential. Exactly, it just looks like a simple 5 minute ORB potential. Okay, now when we're talking about using the daily charts, I mean, look at this. It is just hugging up, hugging up, hugging up, and then you get this crazy engulfing candle. The first time where the sellers definitely showed their face and looks like, all right, now there's something interesting here, which is why a lot of people they were looking for a short. And then it opens up, and you've got a little wick, a failed wick for the profit takers, and then that opening range breakdown. Even though it's in an uptrend, you're getting a very interesting candle and from the previous day, and you're getting all of these moving averages on top, even in a clear uptrend. So you've got close to empty space on a lot of these time frames, if not all of the time frames from what I'm seeing. So even though it's in an uptrend, this crazy day yesterday and then the gap down led to a really interesting short opportunity where there's just nothing in the way for you for a little bit of a move. And you can see it waves up and down, but you do get that opening move, and it does start with that 5 minute ORB. So really great trade. And just note, when we're in a trade and we see something that it has turned into, we can always change our plan a little bit if we don't have to. Sometimes we just want to stick to our 2 or 3 to 1, or we could get out 90% at that 2 to 1 and let a little bit more run, because boy, that looks like a nice opening range breakdown. Yeah, you shouldn't have done anything. You should have followed your rules, and it sounds like that's what you did, man. And that's the best part of it. Nick from YouTube says, the partial profits are good, but what if you can't partial out because of a smaller account? Big commissions kind of hurt. That's something, Nick from YouTube, right? We don't want to have commissions affect our trading. That's the wrong way to see it. Think of commissions as a cost of doing business, depending on how bad your commissions are. What are your commissions, man? But you don't want those few bucks to affect your trade as much as possible. With that being said, Thor from our chat, he made a really great point, is that he was worried, I think, about commissions. I'm really sorry if I'm getting this wrong, Thor, but I'm almost positive. It forced him into be extremely disciplined so that the commissions wouldn't affect him nearly as much. Okay, he used it to his advantage, Nick from YouTube. It costs more to partial in and out, so then he becomes more disciplined. Then when he changes over to the other commission, I mean, everything is golden for Thor at this point, but I do specifically remember him talking about that. And Thor just commented, in case you can see it, 100%. When I started, I was with CMEG when they had a much worse structure than they do now, right? And that forced him into more discipline. So try to turn that around, Nick, and use it to your advantage. Yeah, Nick, that's a lot. And if you're on YouTube, you're probably not a Variable Traders member, but we have a special BBT commission with them that's a lot less. Can someone tell me what it is with CMEG right now, just so I can share with him? I don't know. I gotta know that. But I don't know. So thank you for sharing that chart, Jerry. 50 cents. So Ann says 50 cents. Jeb says 0.065. So on a tiered schedule or on a per share schedule, which is a whole lot cheaper than $3.95, Nick. This, so 0.0065 per share or 50 cents per share, it looks like. Not 50 cents per share. I'm not sure what Ann means, actually. With the 50 cent minimum, that's fine. Oh, 50 cent minimum. Yeah, that's still so much cheaper, especially if you're trading small shot sizes, Nick. Way cheaper with our BBT discount. Jean. What's up, Peter?
Yeah, that commission is pretty competitive with IB's commission, so it's a good deal.
Yep. Okay, Jean, are you here, buddy? Okay, perfect. You are here. T. Saw it bounce off the 200 on the 1, the 50 on the 5, and the 15-minute and more volume entered. Add a little more. Not the best ad. Go long here. First 1 minute high. Bouncing off the moving averages. Okay, so this is why it's interesting. Jean, I'm just gonna really great trade. I love it. The partials are amazing, right? You're obviously knowing how good of a trade this is. So I could tell you fantastic, but I want to share this with people. Jean, if this, let's say you get this 1 minute high right here, right? You get the 1 minute high and you get the volume spike, okay? Volume spike with the 1 minute high. But let's pretend that this moving average is in here, this moving average is in here, and this moving average is in here. In theory, if you're taking a good setup, will you go long there still, or will you not go long there? Without those moving averages. And would still go long. What about you, Jean? So, would you still go long there, Jean, without the moving averages or not? Because I won't. I personally won't. Now, that's just me, right? Just because I use it doesn't mean you guys, right? That's just my style of trading. So, and Jean wouldn't either. So, Jean had an amazing trade off of the moving average bounce with the 1 minute high. And it's holding support on so many different time frames, then the volume, then the 1 minute high. Again, the point of my question is, if we wait for only 1 or 2 of those things to happen and we try to trade based on that, yeah, we can make some good trades. But what if we really have like 4, 5, 6, 7 things going in our favor on different time frames? Even if you only use the 1 and 5, you could still get multiple things on there. Because, you know, Andrew looks at the bid and ask. He looks for the big ask, the big bid. He looks at the overall feel of the stock also. You know, he's talked about, well, is it generally, are the bulls looking to be in control, or all the bears? Does it look like it's a long? Does it look like it's a short? That's just another confirmation that he kind of intuitively has now, just the overall price action. So he's seeing a lot of different things, and so do I. And I think the times that I fail and do the worst stuff is when I'm looking at basically one indicator and one confirmation. That makes it really, really hard. Okay, I guess this must be worth bringing up. It could be that the purpose of your life is only to serve as a warning to others. Yeah. So really great trade idea. I love it, Jean. If you can wait for all of these things to happen, be wrong. accept that you're wrong sometimes, and then hold your winners to a frickin' huge winner, whatever risk to reward that is, and don't get out early because you know what you've got in your favor, man. Love it. Yeah, Nick from YouTube. Carlos uses CME. He's very, very familiar with it. Whatever he's saying there, he's definitely accurate with it. Jean. We're going to skip the next one. Jean Zen. I'm going to come back to you if we have time. Thomas. Entry. A. I guess that he's grading himself. Execution. B+. Psychology. D. Excuse me. I got out of this earlier than I should have according to my rules. It came down and I took a little profit, but then it went against me and I thought, I'll just bank that profit and got all out at break even. As of this moment, it hasn't actually shaken out, but it does look like it's going to continue lower. I had room to hold through this, and my idea was still good. I got scared out of it because the level it rejected at 37.57 as I type this is moving lower. I doubt it would get to my target, but that was the only level I had from the daily chart. Well, let's see. What is this? I don't see the ticker symbol, so I can't look it up. Thomas, what ticker is it? It's T, okay. And you got in right at 10:36-ish. T? Wait, what? I'm doing something wrong. Oh, yesterday T. Okay. Well, what ended up happening? Oh, wow. So you got in somewhere right about here. Did it hit your target, man? Well, do you remember what your target was? You got in right about... Let's pull up your chart. Wrong one. Did I close it on accident? Darn it. Sorry. So you got in right at this 1037 area of consolidation. This was a 1-to-1 target, so this target of 1-to-1 was only 6, let's just say 7 cents away. So it needed to go down to 37.50 or something. Oh, 2-to-1. Oh, your target was at 37.05. You were going for an 8-to-1. And okay, well this, you would have been infuriated by this one, first of all. So it looks like it would have hit your target here. But you would have been infuriated right here. Oh, many times before then. So yes. Okay, so here's the point. Let me ask you realistically. Realistically, can you hold through this whole time frame? Can you hold... Are you a trader that sits in front of your computer and you can hold for 2-3 hours to get there? Like, realistically, are you able to do that? Okay, and Carlos, Nick has another question on YouTube if you're seeing it. Well, see, Thomas, right, just again, how many times are we going to see this today, traders? We get into a trade with an idea, and then we don't hold to that idea. For one reason and one reason only. When the trade goes in our favor, we want to lock in our profits. And we don't want it to go back against us. Where this would have been it would have hit right around your intended target, so it could have been like a 4 or 5 to 1. You see that, everyone? We can look at these trades every single day. Sometimes the best trades are when we get stopped out and we respect our rules completely. These type of trades that just happened here, that can hurt really bad when you know you have a good setup, you know you have your entry, everything's working out, and then you just change your plan willy-nilly, as Kurt likes to say. Changing the plan willy-nilly. And what does that mean? Now all of a sudden you're a master price action reader and you're gonna decide, oh, I need to lock my profit in now and get out. So that's why we have our plan, traders. Try to stick to it when we can. It's really, really hard to do. Man, Peter is just like, when do you have time to trade? Making the intros, getting all these pictures, submitting them, man. What's going on with you? You're in a good mood. I like it. If I like poked my head around the desk waiting to see traders, are you gonna break your rule? You can't do it. Really funny, man. So thanks for sharing that trade, Thomas. Well, shoot, Carlos. For Nick, that pretty much... Nick, I'm sorry, man. I'm not a salesman. Anyone that knows me will tell you that. But that kind of pays for itself, man, actually. And Carlos, that's something really interesting you should remember. If that's their discount, if their regular rate is $3.95 or whatever, and we get such a killer rate, our membership pays for it through the commission if they're on CMEG. Wow. That's interesting. I never thought of it like that. Really cool. Well, let's talk about that later. Halim, I did the video today on it. So look at our YouTube channel and check out my video from today. Sold, Nick. That's an easy one, right? When you actually save money. You actually save money by joining. Damn. That's our Carlos, that's our new selling point. Save money by joining. Alright, sorry guys. But that is actually really interesting. Jason T. Hey, Robert, are you here, man? Because I'm still not a master at this. Can you just... I'm not going to ask you anything too in-depth, man, I promise. But are you still here? And Jason, are you here? Jason T? Yeah, I mean, which line on here is VWAP? Is it the purple or the blue? Guessing it's the purple, but... Right, so, is this... Can anyone know for sure... Is this the engulfing crack? 5-minute engulfing, cracking through the VWAP. Is this exactly an engulfing crack setup? Henry, I think it is too. I just don't want to say something that I'm not 100% sure on. I'm 90% sure on. So, was wondering if I should partial on the break of the high bar, but I was still thinking of... Okay, so that, Jason, so you saw that it was engulfing and breaking through VWAP? Okay, well, perfect. Well, that makes sense then. Alright, so if that's your... I can see it then, right? If I can see the trade instantly, that's a good thing. Get in through here. So where was your stop? Okay, because it went through VWAP, and I'm sure you weren't loving this. So where was your stop? The red line above. Okay, so you had a nice wide stop. Got it. So this is your risk. This is your reward. Oh, so this was your intended. Is IR? Oh, this is 1R. Okay, so, okay, I love it. So you held. So is this, did you hold to your rule perfectly here? Waiting for this to hit? That's okay. I mean, you gotta. What if it's part of your you can always modify your plan, Jason. That's an easy part. Here, let's ask this question. No, we don't want to spam the chat right now. But Jason, it's a million times easier to modify your plan than to hold to your plan, okay? If you held to your plan, great. If you want to get more than 1R, or you think you can find a different level for your stop, then we can work on changing your plan. But stick to whatever plan you have. That's the skill that you need to learn. Got it. So that's a really, really good. That's really fantastic. That's very hard for most people, Jason. So find your stop, wait for your reward, partial out, get stopped out at break even. Excellent, excellent trade. The next step is to figure out if you need to modify your plan. And look, 5-minute high, I mean, yeah, to answer your question, you could definitely get out right here. This would be a fair spot where if you analyze this and said, oh, I don't want to hold this against a 5-minute high for whatever reason on Roku, and you got out there, 100% sure that would be a really fantastic idea. This is also a fantastic idea. You know, there's multiple ways that you can do this, but yes for this one. You could be very happy with yourself and say, even if it broke up here and it went back down, I like that I got out at the new 5-minute high. So really fantastic trade, man. Yeah, there was another one. Hold on. We're gonna go back now. Oh, did someone just come on? Jean, are you still here, man? Can you guys hear me? I think I got lost for a sec. Can people hear me? Okay, cool. Okay, got it. Thanks. All right, so Jean, are you still here? Because we can look at your second trade. All right, we'll do this quickly, Jean. Go quickly for this one. Yeah, I don't know what happened there, Jerry. Getting long at the consolidation. You got the 50 or the 200. Probably the 50, but not sure. Swooping in. God. Amen. If you're here watching this, man, look at this. Finally, when the 50 crosses the 9 and 20, and it gets under the price action, and then you get a decent bullish candle, there's your move right there, buddy. You get in right here, holding VWAP. Your stop is probably somewhere here or here. This is in a nice pull of an uptrend right here. Over VWAP. You get a really interesting 15-minute candle. Sorry if I said Roku. I don't even know if I said Roku, but this is ACAD. Holding these moving averages, go long off here, and then fantastic holding, having some patience, not getting out on this giant first move, which a lot of people would love to do. Such a big move, most people get out on something like that. They just can't resist. Love how you waited. And then just note, man, on this one, when you get this giant move off its huge volume spike, you're in. Like, definitely, I like to partial out. Definitely partial out when you need to, especially at your R&Rs. But boy, it's looking good for a long right there. It's looking really good for a long. I like how you held there. So really great trade idea, man. Damn, Thor, you're still trading, man? First trade of the day. Alright. Hold on. We're going to look at one more. Let's see. I think someone maybe submitted one. Let's see. Is Nick. Nick, I'm not going to get to yours, man, because it sounds like if you're going to come into our room, I gave you something more valuable than a trade review. Haha. Let's see. Guest Zack. Zack, are you still on YouTube right now, man? Try to get to 1 a day. Well, thanks everyone. I'm going to see if Zack is still here on YouTube, but other than that, really great. I actually had a lot of fun right here. Oh, he is still there. All right. We'll do one more. All right. Man, I got it. It's so bad looking at this. I don't know why it's so unclear. Zack, I'm not sure if that's an issue with how you're taking a screenshot or if it's just our forum. I'll try to look into it again, but I can read it. Okay, let's see what a trader from YouTube does. Notice the huge sell-off on Apple on the 1 minute and 5 minute chart. Not a single white candle in sight. Unfortunately, I missed the short below view app. All right, missed the short below view app. No white candle. Looks really weak, okay? I was waiting for a sign of reversal and I got one. Note on the 1 minute and 2 minute chart, the massive increase in volume at the end of a huge leg down. This is what I've learned to be ending volume. The other term that I use and have heard is exhaustive volume as well. Same difference, different term, Zack. Exhaustive volume, and he's noting right there is an exhaustive volume. Now, incredibly dangerous to short right here. Wait. It almost, when I've seen these, Zack and anyone else, the exhaustive, you think that, oh my god, the volume's there, it's gonna go up. And sometimes maybe it will just like go to the moon from there. But usually it's gotta go up, it's gotta consolidate a bit, and look at this. It does this super small fake out breakout after the ending volume as he puts it. Wait for this, which is really great patience. Waited for it to retest the low of day, yes. Which was the 1 minute candle with the huge volume. It did break it, but immediately got back up, and there was lots of orders on the time and sales on the ask. Heck yeah. I went long with a stop at break a low a day. I held for 2R, but sold 50% after it rejected the 2R mark below VUP, and then I sold remaining above 2R. So out 2R, 2R. Yeah, man, fantastic trade. For a lot of our traders, they would not want to do this. This is a reversal knife catch, but traders, if you're looking at this, he's actually using a lot of different things. He's using the volume. He's waiting for the retest, which minimizes his stop. He's looking for the reversal also, so it's a day where he wants a reversal. And he's noting that because of the extreme downtrend in no white candles and no new highs, that it's interesting him for whatever reason, more so potentially than if it was kind of going like this and a lot of wicks and stuff where people could have already stopped out, tried to go long, stop out. This is the very first sign of the long opportunity, and he took it. So Zack, I actually like that trade, man. I tell this to people in the room when I see a trade like that. If you could pause it and tell it to me, 100% I would go in with you on that trade. I like that trade personally. It's really tough to catch in the moment. And there was a much better short to be had in VWAP like you mentioned, but that's a fair trade. For sure, Ann. There's a lot going on there that makes it really, really difficult. This brings me to my past when it was just all about the price action and trying to catch these knives. Not the smartest play in terms of how I trade now, but because, and it's really hard because of this really clean, no new 1 minute high, and these two things together pique my interest extremely. Anyone who's short, they're gonna have to stop out, and there's gonna be a lot of people that are short, so you're playing a whole different type of psychological game with that. Thanks for sharing, Zack. Take it away, Peter.
As soon as you mention a word that I've got a picture for, I'm having a lot of fun just posting it.
I'm gonna start to use random words. I'll have to work on my vocabulary. Alright, so that's it for the trade review, guys. Thank you so much. Helene, just hold on one sec. I'm going to answer your question. But thank you, everyone else on YouTube. Thanks, everyone. It was a good trade review session. I'm going to stop.